Recklessness on the exam is characterized in many ways. I would say people taking the exam who have not done the following things, I would label them as being reckless. People who have not done a number of things. And I talk about these things all the time. Let's first talk about a good old read of the PMP exam content outline. If you have not read the content outline, I feel sorry for you because the exam is based on this document. Don't you think it's rather daft to not read the document that the exam is based on? I mean, this is the blueprint for the PMP exam. Why on earth have you not read it? It makes no sense. You've got your exam coming up in the next few weeks and you're scurrying all over the place, opening up all sorts of irrelevant texts when the main text that the exam is based on is not being read. I know a lot of people don't like me coming at them like this, but you need to understand where I'm coming from. I'm getting to the point where I know people are not going to do what they're supposed to because the holidays are upon us. So all this stuff I'm telling you, I need to amp it up so it sinks in. So don't get mad. I'm only trying to help someone who is not taking advantage of this low-hanging fruit in the ECO. The exam content outline breaks down the exam into tasks, and it tells you this task 1 in initiating is XYZ. Know it before you get in. Task, let's call it task X, is 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever those points are. How kinder could one be than give you on a platter the tasks that your exam is based on? But a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to read it. It's a difficult document. That's why I've put up 3 videos for you, 3 videos for you to go and sponge this stuff up. I need you to smack the exam upside down, my friends. I want to hear excuses. That's why I'm delivering content to you daily. I'm pumping out 12 hours of lessons learned daily. Do you think I'm daft? Do you know why I'm doing this? To help people who want to take advantage. Almost every day I get emails. I get messages, texts, LinkedIn's, emails from people telling me, hey, Phil, thank you very much. I got 3 ATs, or I got 4 ATs, or I got 5 ATs. Or some people just say, Phil, I'm glad I'd never have to listen to you again. I'm now a PMP. I got all T's. Oh, I squeaked by with 1 BT and 4 T's. Look, I don't care about the result. I just want you to pass the exam. That's why I'm coming at you to tell you, read the ECO. If you don't read the exam content outline, I'm going to label you with an R. You're going to be R-rated for reckless. Do not be reckless, my friends. Read the ECO. On top of that, I want you to look for my playlist that is called the PMP Exam Content Outline. It's right there on YouTube. Right now, I've given you the initiating video, the planning video, and the executing video. I'm watching this stuff yesterday. I'm like, my goodness, I am dropping some crazy gold right here. I need to go back and listen to it myself. And I mean, these are recordings that I made going to 2 years ago, and I'm releasing them from the archives because I believe the time has come for you guys to pay more attention to the ECO. Some people think, oh, yeah, I've not taken my exam yet. Are you waiting to fail it? Goodness, no. Read the ECO. Please, please do that. Now, for those folks who do not know where to go to find this ECO, I am going to show it to you right now. It's called the PMP Exam Content Outline. I want you to watch my videos where I drop gold. I mean, it's all free on YouTube. And then I want you to read the ECO. This is it right here. I think a lot of failure can be avoided if the ECO was read. You see, now some people don't know that even though it was published in 2015, This is still relevant for your exam as at December 2019. Okay? So you need to go in here. You need to watch my videos, but in addition to that, you need to comb through all of these tasks. All of these tasks. Please do not take the exam if you do not feel you have absolute mastery of what they are even saying. Some people will look at this document and they don't have a clue. Get clued up, my friends. Please, please get clued up. Read the thing. If there is a task you don't understand, I want you to go to YouTube. Are you listening to me? Go to YouTube. And I want you to look for my playlist where I'm dropping gold regarding all of these areas. And I want you to put a note, a message, a question below to say, hey, Phil, I actually don't understand what they're saying here. You get what I'm saying? So go to YouTube, all right? Check out my videos. Here's an example of one of those videos. This is executing. See, this is executing. And you can see I have additional videos for you here, okay? Additional videos. If you go to the Praizion channel, just do a quick search, you'll find some of the other videos I have on this. So let me see if I can show you another one. There's another one. See, PMP Exam Blueprint Planning. That's another one. That's one you want to watch. And I also have one on initiating. There are 3. I'm going to be releasing more videos. Anytime I hit 500, I'll release a new one. Now, I was a little bit lenient here. I hadn't hit 500. It was close. It was 459, but people were screaming, hey, Phil, we want the other videos. And that's why I put them out. Okay? But going back to what I've been telling you, do not be reckless. Watch all those videos and make sure you really understand the content outline. I cannot state this enough. All right? Okay. What else will I consider to be reckless on the exam? There are a number of things. I'm going to show you my top 3 that tells me you really need to do something better. So the first one is the ECO. If you have not read your ECO, you are being extremely reckless. Please read it, okay? And watch the videos that I've put out there. Okay. That's the first sign of one being reckless. The second sign is people who just skim over the PMBOK guide. Let me tell you something, my friends. I have been training this stuff for going to 15 years. Think about that. 15 years. That is a long time. And since I've been training this stuff, I have seen many situations. I've seen so many situations of people passing, people failing, people retaking, people taking it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, my friends. I've seen people take the exam over a period of 10 years ad nauseum before getting to year 10 and then passing the exam. So when I come to you to ask you to do certain things, you might look at it as being overbearing. This guy is ridiculous. He's a name withheld. Don't look at it like that, my friends. Understand I'm trying to help you. It may come across as being in your face and aggressive, but trust me, I am trying to help someone because I've seen a lot of people come out of the exam on their second try and say, Phil, I didn't pay enough attention to this thing. That's why I failed. Some of them say, Phil, I did not pay enough attention to this one. That's why I failed, ITTOs. I have seen people say, Phil, the reason why I failed is I did not use the tools on the exam. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, Phil, I didn't use the strike out tool. Back in the day when Prometric was dishing out the exam, I didn't use the highlighter tool. And now these tools have gone away, by the way. So that student is really fortunate that he passed the exam, because he said, Phil, the reason why I passed this time is I used this. You see what I'm saying? I've seen all sorts of scenarios. So if you are skimming over the guide, you are just bypassing many of the opportunities for success, because skimming over the PMBOK guide means the minutia in the book, you're clueless about it. What if your exam is focused on that minutia? What are you going to do if your exam focuses on it? Now, a lot of people are fortunate. The exams don't focus on it. And they're like, well, I didn't read a PMBOK guide, I passed the exam. You're fortunate you did. Because if they had brought out the minutia that many other people experience, minutia in the formulas, minutia in the logic, minutia in the ITTOs, if they had brought that stuff out, there's no way those people would have passed the exam. They would have been limping around crying that they'd been hurt because they didn't focus on the minutia. Then a lot of people go back to the guide and they break it down and they find it. Now, look, let's be perfectly honest. When I train for the PMP exam, guess what I'm focusing on? Even if I do not open this thing, I'm focusing on minutia for you. I'm telling you the intricacies. I'm telling you about the page 89s, the page 87 to page 89. I'm going to the bottom of the barrel to dish stuff out for you. I'm doing it for you. I'm trying to help you do it. In addition to that, page 686 to page 694 has a lot of dregs. And when I do my full-blown courses, I am trying to dish out the dregs for you. Now, not every trainer is like that. So it's very possible you've been in a 35-hour course and you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing to rest on. No minutia, zero. And that's why some people find it hard, because they didn't get to the bottom of the barrel. So what am I saying in essence? Don't skim over this thing. Don't say, oh, Mr. X didn't do it and he passed. That's dumb. Because I'm telling you, in my 15 years of training this stuff, I've seen people who read the PMBOK guide, but didn't focus on certain things. I've seen people who skimmed over it and didn't focus on certain things, and the results are always subpar. You see what I'm saying? So don't think because you've gone for a course, that's guarantee for success. It's not. Your exam could be different from Phil's. Phil could have a boatload of earned value, which he's very good at. And you could have a boatload of slack, float, leads, lags, and critical path, and you're struggling. Or maybe you have none of that. Maybe you have zero. Let's say you have zero formulas, and everything they come at you with is change management or risk management. What are you going to do then? Or they come at you with extremely situational human resource related questions under resource management. What are you going to do? Or under stakeholder, what are you going to do? You got to be a 360-degree PMP student. So you got to plan and prepare for anything. They can come at any angle in any volume. That's why I say know the ECO, know the PMBOK guide. If you're not doing these things, you're reckless. Enough said. I need to get off this soapbox pretty quick. So let me finish. Let me finalize this for you. In closing, the final thing that people do that tells me these folks are just reckless. They're reckless. Final thing is make it nice and big. Refusal to take tried, tested, proven. The M word, mock exams. What do I mean by this? This is very, very serious. So I'm going to put on my very grave expression here because this is very, very serious. And I hate it when this happens. I really do hate it. I hate it. Certain individuals think that any mock exam from the web is good enough. And that is one of the biggest lies in this prep for the exam. Think about this. People are paying the PMI $555 for the PMP exam. Okay? Certain people have a retake that costs, let's say, $275 or $325, however much it is. When you begin to add up these numbers, it gets scary because it shows you approaching many instances the $1,000 mark. Many people have spent well over $1,000 trying to get this PMP dream sorted. However, the same people, in an attempt to ensure their PMP exam, are spending $0 on tested and tried mock exams. They would rather go for F, for failure, and free. And these exams that are free on the web, they are not regulated, they're not policed, they're not checked. I don't even know how they appear in some of these places they do. Some student decides to copy a bunch of questions from who knows where and throw them on a portal for free, and people are ignorantly taking these ridiculous free poisonous mock exams. So at the end of the day, they take these free, and in some cases, they may even be low-cost mock exams. And in some cases, watch this, they may even be high-cost mock exams. But do you know the thing about a lot of these mock exams? They are unvalidated. They are untested. Listen closely because a lot of you are in this bucket. For goodness sake, listen to what I'm telling you. I don't care whether you spent $200 on the mock, $500 on the mock. It's not the price that's the problem. Let me tell you the problem in some mock exams. Listen up because a lot of you are in this bucket. These mock exams are either one, unregulated. In other words, knock, knock, knock. There's no one at home. There are 0 PMPs at the door to tell you how on earth they came up with a particular solution on these mocks. And you've got students sending me messages and say, Phil, how come this is the answer? I don't care how that is the answer. I don't. Look, let me be polite. Don't let me start throwing out some words here. I couldn't care less because I didn't write those mocks. You need to go ask the people who, oh, wait a minute, the people, they're on the run. They've gone. There's no one home to answer how this is the answer. How come it's A? How come it's validate scope? Shouldn't this be control quality? Knock, knock, no one's home. No one's telling you why it is what it is. And as a result, you know what's happening to people? They're taking these mock exams and they are on this so-called proverbial cloud, thinking that because they got a 70% and it said, oh, you passed, they think they could take that to the actual PMP exam. No, you can't, because this is an unregulated exam. It's old, it's outdated. A lot of the questions you're seeing there are from goodness knows when, 2000, 1997. There are many, many mock exams like that. So I'm taking time out to tell you, unvalidated, unregulated, and untested. What do I mean by untested? Well, have you really tested this exam out yourself to actually get a taste for, I don't know, 5 or 10 of the questions before banking on it, you know? And then what do I mean by unvalidated? This is what I mean. An unvalidated mock exam will say, oh, you got 80%. This is the mark. You got 80%. This is the real result that happens on the PMP. Watch this. Someone got 80, someone got 70, someone got 50, right? The person who got 50 passed. The person who got 70 passed. The person who got 80 failed. Someone else got a 90. What happened to them? Failed. This is unvalidated. It's all over the place. You cannot say that this is a dependable mock exam. And such mock exams scare me, and I see them all the time. Students coming at me saying, Phil, I took mock exam X, but I failed the real exam. Of course you did, because this is an unvalidated mock. That the statistics are all over the place. If you do a random sample of people who took that mock exam and got high marks versus those who got low, you'll be amazed at how much variation there is. So what am I trying to tell you? This thing right here, this thing that people do, this is my last R, and I'm going to shut up and get up off my soapbox so you guys can go back and study. But I've been telling folks, you need to take the Praizion mocks. Why do I say take them? I'm saying take them because if you get a 70% or greater on our mocks, the results that you are likely to get are a lot more predictable. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So look at the example on the left. Let me show you how our mock exams look, right? How our mocks and the predictability looks. So if you take our mock exams, going through a cross section of people who take these mock exams, this is the kind of predictability we see. I'll show you here in just a second. So for people who take our mock, people who are taking the Praizion mocks, and people who are taking the real exam, the actual PMP, this is what we see. 75%, 71%, 80%, 60%, 45%. This is what we see. Those that get above 70, so 71%, 72%, 73%, there has been a 99.9% level of accuracy. In other words, these people pass all the time. I'm talking about those who take a flagship mock. It's called the PMP Exam Challenge mock. You pass that one, we've seen people pass the exam. You get a 71, we've seen people pass the exam. You get an 80, we see. And I'm talking about repeated. I mean, it has become boring to look for any variation because it never happens. I could sit down all year and look for variation of someone getting an 80 on a challenge mock and not passing the real exam on their first try. Those who take this on their first try and get these results, 99.9% of the time they pass the exam. Those who get 60s and don't listen to the caution of, hey, you need to go back and study. We've seen these folks fail. especially when they don't listen. But if they listen and they go back and they close the gaps, we've seen these people pass as well. So what am I trying to tell you? The predictability on our mocks is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. In other words, let me tell you how to use our mocks. If you do not get a 70 or greater on our mocks, that is a massive red light that says stop. Go close the gaps. Close gaps. Do not proceed. And we've got 3 mock exams that can help. But anyway, the reason why I am here is to tell you, if you are doing these 3 things, not reading the ECO, skimming over the PMBOK guide, and not taking sensible mocks that predict success or failure, if you are not doing that, in my mind, you are one of the reckless test takers. And you really do need to consider this, because I want you to spend your hard-earned money on an exam that you're doomed even before you get into the exam. It's as though one is doomed because one is doing these foolish things. Why would you go into an exam when you know, hey, if you take this mock and you don't pass it, it's a red light. Don't do it. Close the gaps before you go in. Why would you go in? You see, I've tried to make this thing foolproof for people. Seriously, I have. Go to Praizion.com and you can see we've got 3 solid 4-hour mocks to test you. And that's the purpose. We're trying to help someone. So I need you, those of you who are serious, I know some people are going to say, oh, look, quit already, Phil. Okay, this is definitely something that you probably shouldn't do, because you're not listening to what I'm saying in the first place. You're like, yeah, big deal. I've got my mocks. I know that these are going to work for me. Well, I really wish you the best. But if you are taking mocks and you are not confident, and I'm telling you, there are a lot of mocks out there similar to what I've been showing you. If you're taking those mocks, the unpredictable ones, you want to step up your game, come to Praizion.com, do those mocks. All right. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to warn you, tell you, I often say, don't come crying to me later. I'm doing my job up front. I'm being proactive. You do yours and be proactive. Sign up, take the mocks. Look, it's like insurance. Remember my analogy. You do not want to be given 555, 275, 325. That's dumb. Why do you want to be putting your money in a sieve? Don't you know that taking reliable mocks and exercising caution is like insurance? Anyway, enough said. I'm going to get off my soapbox. Those of you who are serious and mean business, take heed to these 3 things. ECO, be a student of the guide, and stop taking crummy mocks that are lying to you, telling you, oh, you got an 80. So what? It's an outdated mock. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. I wish you all the very best, my friends. I wish you nothing but success, nothing but high achievements, for this year and beyond. Those of you that are still on the journey in 2019, I wish you all the very best. Those of you 2020, you're looking at that in your crosshairs. Just remember, just remember, come July 1st, the exam is changing. Here's some other news for you. Come July 1st, I very well may not be training PMP anymore. We shall see. I may not. At this point, honestly, I'm gravitating towards not training PMP anymore. You get what I'm saying? So if you really want to get certified on my watch, this is the time to jump into my courses. Take them, because come July, you may not be finding me offering PMP training at all. The channel will still be there and all that, but I very well may not be offering training for PMP. I might be training project management and other things, but PMP, it's debatable. So if you want to get certified on my watch, you want to do it before July 1st, because the exam is changing, and those changes, they're going to be so grimy that I'm going to be doing something else. Maybe. We'll see. Enough said. Well, thanks for joining me today, my friends. I wish you all the very best. Don't stop until you get it.